The purpose of the Teacher-Led Pillar is to teach educators and administrators to work toward a shared goal that focuses on better student learning and develops effective teachers. The Teacher-Led Pillar allowed ACES staff to create common planning time by utilizing a monthly early release schedule. This collaborative time was critical in orchestrating all school themes and events, problem-solving day-to-day building issues, and reflecting on current teaching practices and curricula. Teachers developed report cards that better suited their STEM curricula and were more informative to parents. ACES staff determined that trimesters were better time frames for student assessment. We also had input regarding new staff hired in the building. Being teacher-led created a very strong professional community at ACES. We were highly motivated, worked well together, and learned from each other.
Yeah, 417 degrees in May hurts. So can you see the little layers it's laying down for you?
As a charter school, one of the pillars we chose was STEM. And the reason we chose STEM as our pillar is we felt that science curriculum time in the elementary school was starting to take a decline. There wasn't as much time spent on it. There's also that big push for STEM in K through 12 schools. And looking down the road after talking to several of the schools that we visited, we learned that by increasing the STEM education early helps in the understanding of STEM concepts later in the middle school and the high school. When we visited these schools, we saw a variety of STEM education. The two that stood out the most was Project Lead the Way and Lego Robotics. Both of them were problem-based, which we really enjoyed. They were hands-on. They included science and engineering, which were big, and the kids were just in love with it. We saw the younger kids building street sweepers that had pulleys and levers. The older kids were doing robotics that involved coding and a lot of problem solving. So those were our two pushes for when we went into STEM. And we also wanted a program that was unified, that started from K and all the way went through 5th grade. And we would see the progress grow with the problem-based education.
Responsive Classroom is one of ACES pillars, and with grant dollars, we were able to have extensive training and visit other schools who use the Responsive Classroom model. Also, the grant allowed us to invite other River Valley teachers and administrators to Responsive Classroom trainings. Responsive Classroom has made a positive change in ACES school environment. Teachers model correct behaviors and interventions with students. Last year at the ISN conference, we learned about mindset for learning. Several staff members added teaching the traits of joyful and independent growth to ACES. Empathy, persistence, resilience, optimism, and flexibility were taught through children's literature. The grant has helped staff and students make gains in their behavior and personal growth.
Inquiry-based learning is an approach to learning that is based on the idea that when students are presented with a scenario or problem and are assisted by a facilitator, they will identify and research issues and questions to develop their knowledge or solutions. Inquiry includes problem-based learning and can be used in small-scale investigations and projects. It is a dramatic process of being open to wonder and puzzlement. Inquiry stimulates learning, promotes student engagement, and encourages deeper thinking. It enables students to take ownership over their own learning and reach their goals. Inquiry empowers student voice and choice, fosters curiosity, and the love of learning.
It draws out itself. And it does it a little.
Parents, community members, and businesses were very interested in what was happening at ACES. They were eager to get involved in any way they could. A volunteer coordinator scheduled volunteers to work on classroom or building projects, to work with individual children in areas of need, or to listen to children read AR. Our volunteer numbers increased from about a half a dozen to approximately 20 regular volunteers. The arena historians partnered with us so that we could learn the historical perspective on our schools and community. A business lunch was held for all local businesses to come and see firsthand what classrooms were doing. Students made exhibits and provided demonstrations for the guests. From here, many business partnerships were formed. Those partnerships provided valuable in-classroom lessons and field trip opportunities.
Hello, I'm Kelly Rasky. I'm a parent and a PTO president for ACES, and I just wanted to take some time to say what I like about ACES and what my child has benefited from going to this school. She's benefited a lot from the small group settings, the communities being so involved, the hands-on approach to learning, the community coming out for a lot of events that we had, such as the Cardboard Challenge, the Agriculture Day. We had a run that the community came out for. It was amazing to see everyone come together and support our school. I feel that the technology-based learning has helped both my children. It started about 5 years ago, so my older child didn't benefit from it as much as my younger one, but she learned a lot by hands-on and being able to work with her peers and have to, come up with solutions to things that needed to be done. And that knowledge was retained longer because she learned that way.